What was it that made you choose a career in music?
I think I've always been that person that was interested in music. Like even when I've DJ'd for years before I came here. Even before that, I was the person that went to a mate's house. I took the CDs, tapes when it was tapes, mini discs. That's just what I like doing. I tried other things first, but I ended up doing this.
What music genre inspires you and why?
My first love is hip hop, really. I don't know. I guess when I first heard things like music in the late '80s, like Eric B and Rakim and De La Soul, I thought that was the best thing I'd ever heard at that time. I didn't overthink it. That's what I loved. And then hip hop's made up of samples generally of a lot of other musics, and through that I kind of got into other things. And now I work here. I hear all kinds of things, and if I like it, I take it home generally.
What does music mean to you?
Everything really. I don't do much else. I come here 5 days a week and run this place. Also down at the School Creative Centre I do a class on Wednesday nights where I teach people the basics of DJing, mixing, scratching, how to sample records. And then in my own time I spend all my time, I've got a little studio I share with my friend where we scratch. Make all sorts of horrible noises. And yeah, I spend the rest of my time making beats, collecting music and probably boring other people about it generally.
What do you feel is your biggest achievement and why?
Biggest achievement? I don't know really. From one point of view, when I used to DJ much more seriously, I used to travel all over the country doing promotional work, particularly for Boy Racer car magazines. We never made much money, but we got to travel everywhere, were treated like royalty and had a good laugh at the same time. But at the same time, I really like it just when I've got quite a big collection of music. I really like it when I find that one record, I play it to someone else and they absolutely love it. Sometimes something like that's just as important, or where I teach down at the school, just showing somebody something else like that. Sometimes that's as satisfying as anything else, really.
How do the creative industry and artists contribute to the community?
I think some of it's directly in that you've got loads of creative things around here that actually bring people to the town. And a little place like Rye, you need people to keep coming in and bringing their money for everyone to survive. So I think there's always been a good scene here where you've got art galleries, you've got music shops. I think generally a community is enriched just by having something going on other than people getting up, going to work, coming home, eating their dinner and going to bed. Anything that's creative on that front, I think, adds to the community.
How have the creative industry influenced humankind?
That's quite a deep question. I don't know. I think it's just in our nature to create. I think you go back as far as where you go right back to cave paintings where people are communicating. I think even then they've gone beyond just basic communication. I think as human beings that's what we do. Maybe not every one of us does it, but I think there'll always be people that do create, and they don't have to make money from it. They don't have to have any reason to do it. They're just driven to do it for the sake of doing it.
Tell us a bit about Grammar School Records. We haven't really got the...
Yeah, it's a second-hand record shop that's been here 22 years now. When it started, record shops were quite normal. Then in the last sort of 10 plus years, most of them gradually died out. Everything went to online sales. We've managed to cling on here. Probably because we're in this area, to be honest with you. We're in the sort of town where we still play like small town rent, but tourists come and visit. People come to the town partly because it's full of independent shops still, and it's something different to look around. And now things are quite good again. People seem to want records again. There's more interest in that. It suits me. I live 2 doors away. I love collecting records myself. I take things home, especially for samples, all the time. It suits my daily life. I've tried other things. I used to drive up to London every day and do carpentry work, and it made me wish I wasn't alive, and I decided it was better to do something you like in life, and yeah, this is it and me and what I do now, for better or for worse.